Kim here with the Traders Club. Today's April 27, 2018, Friday. Welcome to the market update. Hope you guys had a good week trading this week. Market should be open actually 30 minutes or so as I record this video. Let's keep things simple today. Look at Spider, IWM, and the Qs, and we'll call it a day here. Just to kind of follow up from last week's market update, which was 20th right there. That was last week. And then Monday, Tuesday, we saw that decline. And then in that process or in that event, we saw these gaps filled here. So that's the thing about this is the reason why I've been actually tracking the gaps and following up with the gaps last several weeks here. And we've been talking about gaps here. You can see this downside gap was filled. Bears took advantage of that. But the good news is that the gap got filled. A lot of times these downside gaps, you know, if the buyers want to kind of kill these downside momentum, that's what they want to do. The bulls want to go up and fill these gaps. We still got 3 gaps the bulls need to fill here. But at least this is a pretty sizable gap, downside gap. And from that gap, you see that how steep decline. I mean, look like just boom, boom, 2 days in a row. And that actually came from all the way up here that bulls forgot to fill this gap, brought it down all the way down, hit another, pretty much went straight down, right? And then with about 2 days of consolidation here, and then with a big gap down, and then just completely, you know, slided to the downside. And then we saw some chopping fast here. Bulls defended the 200 SMA that everyone's looking, and the long-term uptrend in that vicinity that comes all the way from the downside here in 2016 February. You can see that's the level that coinciding with that 200s, and we held that level. With that, we have kind of a cultivated that this flat bottom here, this equal lows, right? What is a definition of a downtrend? Well, definition of downtrend is lower highs and lower lows. Right now, we do have lower high, as we can see, but we do not have a lower low in the intermediate, and we actually have equal lows. So because of that, we can look at this more as a consolidation phase, not a downtrend. We're not in a downtrend. The reason why people say we're in a downtrend or quote-unquote bear market, because they're looking at things in a very, very smaller, microscopic way. We're not in a downtrend, and I can't believe I have to say this. Why do I have to say this on every pullback? Like, why is this is seriously almost comical to me. In a way, it's almost like, is everybody who trading this stock market on Twitter and StockTips like a stupid or something? Why is it every pullback, they all say the crash is gonna come, it's gonna be worse than 1987, it's gonna be worse than 2008. They said that here, and now here. The funny part about that is that the same people who are so scared and trembling and terrified, oh, raise cash and this is time to be defensive. The same people who said it, saying it here, they said it in August and in July, all throughout this, and they completely missed out on this move. And I'm talking about not just random people, but so quote unquote some of the people that you might even follow, right? Quote unquote gurus and experts are like, oh, it's a cautionary signal right before this almost parabolic move, right? And think about it though. People who's chanting that, well, it's cautious here, it's time to be defensive, I am raising cash, or I am, you know what I mean, I am like I have a less position now, I'm lighter, tightening your stop. So when you're so worried and concerned and you know what I mean, you're defensive, when the market starts kind of like, you know, and grind higher like this, you're not full on bullish. You see what I'm saying? Because you're still scared. Either you're still shorting, you're still scared to either sideline, or you're just barely long. And then what happens is a lot of the bears were calling for a crash back in April, March, all throughout this summer season in 2017. They finally flipped bullish up here. Because when this went parabolic, well, that's when fear of missing out kicks in, FOMO, right? They no longer want to be, they no longer want to be losing and depressed and miserable and angry and upset, right? Because they're so scared about the market. They thought crash was going to happen. And then, when it was grinding, they maybe scalped it here and there, right? And then when this thing finally started to really go parabolic like this is when they start chasing. So you see what I'm saying? This is a reason why most bears are very grumpy, depressed, miserable, angry, and just downright in a bad temper and bad attitude all the time. They're very miserable people because they, why? They live with fear. You see what I'm saying? They're scared, they're terrified. And can you imagine what they've gone through back in 2015 and 2016? I mean, it felt like the whole world was chanting, waiting for the crash in 2016, and with the most epic bullish move in 2017. 2016 had a still pretty good bullish move here with a corrections in between, and then late 2016 had a good move. And then you guys know that I was buying all these dips, right? I was calling out that crash wasn't going to happen. I bought this dip here. I was ferociously accumulating calls on the indices and buying stocks. And, I was doing this in 2016, added more in 2017. And then what happened? And then when we saw that parabolic move, what did I say? Well, get out, right? Buckle up. Cocky bulls, buckle up. That was 3 months ago. Be fearful when others are greedy, right? So when we started to go parabolic, this was when I was actually starting to, right? This somewhere here. When this was starting to go parabolic, that's when I was starting to unload my positions. When all the bears flip bull and all the sideline cash people, right? All those people who are just waiting on sideline, just miserable, right? Not being part of this bull move, right? They finally flip bullish up here. I was getting out, you see. I was getting out. And now, the same people who started going long here, they got punished, right? And then when this thing got up here, maybe they're like, oh, I'm going to buy this dip, I'm going to buy that dip. And then when this thing just tanked, they're just terrified. They're just panicking in a massive way. The whole world is going down. Basically, the whole earth is crashing down. I mean, everything is just disastrous in their life, right? And then they're like, yeah, the crash is gonna happen. Yeah, I lost all my money trying to chase it. Now I learned my lesson, man. I'm never going long again. Yeah, crash is gonna happen. Well, so what am I saying now? Be greedy when others are fearful. So I said, be fearful when others are greedy. Up here, now I'm saying down here, be greedy when others are fearful. Right there, ladies and gentlemen, is the main reasons why most people are not able to profit from this market. Do you know why? Because they always follow the masses. Because they're always following what everybody's looking at. They're always following what CMB is talking about. They're always following these so-called experts and gurus have no idea what they're doing. If you want to be wrong, then follow the masses. If you want to be wrong, then follow the masses. And we all know this, right? What does the market say? Well, market always fools the majority, right? If you want to be wrong, then follow the masses. And that same concept is what? Be fearful when others are greedy. That's 4 months ago, guys. This article right here, cocky bulls buckle up. This was right there. And now, when everybody is fearful, I am being greedy. Be greedy when others are fearful, right? This is one of the main reasons why most people cannot trade. Every single day, when the market is up, they're bullish. When the market is down, bears. They're always swept away by their emotion. It's almost in a way that these nerds, they are letting the market bully them, right? They always get pounded by the market. They get bullied all the time, and they're terrified. and they're so miserable. Don't be like these people, right? Don't be like these people. Because if you just look at things in the long term, it's not. It's almost like a Seinfeld. Seinfeld, you know Seinfeld sitcom. He was one of my favorite Seinfeld back then. Like a Seinfeld rerun. It is fascinating because every pullback, guys, I hear same thing. When the market is up, everybody's quiet because they're scared to go, so they're sideline or they're trying to short and they get hit. But then when the markets start to shake and bake, they always same thing. It is so fascinating, and most people cannot see it. You know why most people don't see it? Because they get wiped out. Every pullback, most retail trader, new trader, unseasoned trader, untrained trader, you know what I'm saying? Impatient trader, weak traders, emotional trader get wiped out. And the new people come. What does Warren Buffett said? The stock market is a device where the money is transferred from the impatient to the patient, right? Stock market is a device where the money is transferred from the impatient to the patient. And then these guys follow all these quote-unquote gurus and experts, right? I'm scalping here and there. I'm scalping, right? I'm scalping. I'm gonna go long like right here because man, he broke out. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh shit. Oh, look at this, man. Yeah, little, yeah, we broke out. I'm gonna go long right there. Yeah, I got some long exposure. Oh, I got stopped out. Oh yeah. Yeah, man, right there. He's got a little bit of bull flag right there. Yeah, he went up. Yeah, I'm gonna go long right there. Yeah, my stop just previous low right there. Oh, I got stopped out. And some people be like, you know what? I'm gonna stick to it. I'm gonna stick to it. And they got their 200 SMA here, and then once this gets below 200 SMA right there, I'm like, oh man, I can't take this, bro. It's way below 200 SMA. I cannot take this. I cannot take that. I gotta get out. And the market reverses over and over again. So a lot of bears are pissed because of that reason. So they're always live life with fear. I can see it. Like a lot of bears, they trade the market with fear, and it usually translates into from their regular life because they live life with fear, and then they come into the market, they trade with fear. And I'm not talking about like let's be careless and like let's just be blind bull. None of that stuff. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying let's exercise our discernment. You see what I'm saying? And so it's like every time there's a pullback, it's like, wow, no wonder these people lose money. And I'm not just talking about I'm just talking about even like quote unquote gurus and experts on Twitter, like thousands following. They get like thousands, hundreds of retweets. And I look at it and I'm like, it's all BS. This is the main reasons why I do not tweet with the dollar symbol anymore. Please do not group me with anybody. Don't group me with your Friday follow lit. Don't put me there. Don't put me there. This is the reason why I don't endorse anybody. I don't retweet anybody because I believe everybody is wrong. I'm saying it right now. Kim said it. Everybody on Twitter, so-called experts and gurus, are wrong. There are few people that I respect and expect, and they're not quote-unquote guru. These guys are the people that I respect. Are actually billionaires managing $50, $100 billion, right? One of them that I really respect is Ken Fisher. His book, Beat the Crowd, awesome book. You wanna read a book? Read a book like that. None of these bullcrap like, oh, my strategy, my system. I'm gonna show you how I do my entries and exits. You see what I'm saying? Why would anybody, if it actually works, why would anybody tell you? Why would anybody write a book about it to tell you? Think about it. If you had a map, a treasure map, right, that can get you to a gold mine, are you gonna write a book and tell everybody about it? Or are you gonna start working on your quest? You see what I'm saying? I ain't writing on no book. I'm busy. I'm busy on my quest. You see what I'm saying? It is the darndest thing. It is a darndest thing every time. And it's funny thing about it is actually it's a good thing that now that we're talking about this. Back in this is back in like 2016, right? So I had these special videos that I made. My first video that I made in like June 2016 or something like that, May 2016, something like that. This is my first video, 5 biggest reasons why market crashing out, and then I made stock market 5-year bull run is coming, and the S&P 500 coming extinction of the bears, right? So that was right here. So this is when I will start making that video. It was back in somewhere in that vicinity, before the Brexit, actually, before the election, and definitely bears were extinct afterwards. But one of the comment that I remember from a YouTube video, somebody said, well, Kay, do you think you're better than George Soros and all these billionaires because they're all calling for the crash? Do you think you're smarter than they are? Right? Well, hell, but I guess I am. By your standard, I guess I am. I mean, I didn't say it, you said it. I guess I am smarter than billionaires, right? Because, well, by you quoting them, that they said that they're all exiting market. They're all expecting a crash, right? In 2016, well, we were up here. Market made 50-60%. So I guess, yeah, thanks, man. I guess I am smarter than those, billionaires that you quoted. Let me tell you something. Do you really think these people will say something on TV? And you know what I'm saying? Like say something on TV and they do what they said on TV? I mean, think about it. These billionaires with so much money, so much power, they'll use publicity for their gain. I'm not saying that they lied on TV, but I'm not surprised if they did. To distort the masses. If the market fools the majority, then why not fool the majority even more, right? Pour the gasoline in that fear and then buy it. Because, man, market is not going to put a lot of people in that boat, in that train before it leaves. Market's job is to make sure the fewest people board on that train before it moves. You see what I'm saying? Did you really think that a lot of people were part of this move? No. Remember? A lot of people, quote-unquote experts and gurus that you probably follow on Twitter and stock tweets, they were all so cautious. I'm raising cash. Place your tight stop. Keep your positions light. This is my favorite. Be nimble. What is be nimble? Like, it's the stupidest thing. These people, be nimble. What does that mean? What be nimble? Like what? You want to be like a yoga instructor or some shit? Like be nimble? It is the stupidest thing. I'm telling you guys. It is so common. And the thing about it is, I know sometimes I go into my rant like this, but man, because my genuine followers, my genuine members, man, they get this. They get this, right? You gotta be careful when they're all smiling super nice to you, because you know what? Only salespeople are super extra nice to you. And you say, well, Kay, you're mean-spirited. You make fun of people, and you're so arrogant. Well, shit, don't follow me then. Go find a nice person. You see? Go find a nice person. Which person do you want to follow? You don't need to follow me. Nobody needs to follow me. I'm doing well. Do you really think I'm putting this together, this video together, so I can like create an awareness in the community or build my YouTube community? Do you think I'm a YouTuber? Do you see any ad on my YouTube? You know, like some traders, they'd be like, oh, if you like this video, they're so nice, right? If you like this video, please like and subscribe and comment. Please subscribe and like and comment, because I'm trying to build my YouTube community. Yeah. Here, this is what I'm going to say. Go ahead and unsubscribe on my YouTube channel. Go ahead, dislike this video. Go ahead and unfollow me on Twitter, right? But man, if you are genuine follower of mine, and you get what I'm saying. See, I'm not trying to be arrogant to the sake of being arrogant. I'm trying to make a point. I'm exercising my discernment, and I'm trying to convey a message, right? You don't see me going around and look at my cash, man. Look at my Lamborghini. You know what I'm saying? You guys all go for that shit. Like, oh, whoa, look at it. Oh, yeah, look at the Lamborghini. Yeah, he must be making money. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. People who doesn't make who makes least amount of money has to do something like that just to feel secure in themselves. They need praise from strangers just so they could, you know what I'm saying? They need to parade around with that just so they could feel a little bit loved by a stranger. Oh, how shallow are you? You see? It's time to think. It's time to grow up. The market is no joke. We're at war every day. You will see bullets flying around. You might even get hit. You will see people lying dead on streets. Do you really think you're going to come like, oh yeah, I'm just going to follow somebody and then, yeah, I'm going to pay $50 a month and then I'm going to get my little swing trading setups. Yeah, I'm going to go along right there. I'm going to place my stop right there. Oh shit. So yes, I am pontificating it, but I am doing it to help my genuine followers and my members. And I think this is a reason why, and just few people ask me, email me, reach out to me, like they said they want to interview me, right? I'm like, why? And then they're like, well, I got this much following on YouTube, you get more awareness. You get more, you grow your community. And then I went through like their YouTube video and see who they interviewed. I'm like, what? Nah. What, you interview these bozos? Don't group me there. You see what I'm saying? This is a reason why, man. I don't retweet anybody. I don't endorse anybody because I believe all of them are wrong. They don't truly make money. That's why they work so hard to do other stuff without trading, right? So I don't know how we got there, but I guess what I was trying to say is every pullback, man, every pullback, do you want to live your life like that, man? Every pullback you're depressed, every pullback you're sad, you're always so freaking fearful. You're fearful when the market pulls back that you think is going to crash. You're fearful when the market starts to go, you think it's not going to be sustainable, so you're fearful. You're fearful when this thing starts really going, you're fearful because, well, you thought maybe you're going to miss the move. So every day you're fearful. And if you live like that or trade like that, you shouldn't be trading. That's the truth. I'm not gonna say, you know what, hey, sign up to my service. Yeah, 5 simple steps and I'll make you. You're gonna be rich. It's so easy. Anybody can do it. See, that's the people you wanna run from. Why are they so nice? Why are they telling me what I wanna hear, right? Right? Why am I telling you guys this? Why? See, everybody wants to be liked. Everybody wants to have big followings. Who on Twitter that you follow tell you this genuine stuff? Who? See what I'm saying? But you can't, if this is too much for you, cool, it's all right, go ahead. Unfollow, unsubscribe, dislike, it's all good, right? I'm not a YouTuber. I'm not a salesman. I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm a trader. You see, I put out these informations out there because I'm passionate about the market, and I thought I'll share with few of you that who gets it, understand it, right? So anyway, man, I spent just 20-some minutes ranting there, but I just want to make sure that you guys get it. So that way I can, just like how market shakes people, right? Market shakes. So only the people who truly understand this market will hold through and start accumulating positions up here, but the weekends will fall out. I'm going to shake some of my followers. You think I'm a mean spirit? You think I'm arrogant? Go ahead and unfollow me, right? Find people who are so nice to you and so smooth, so soft, right? He's not so mean, right? Because there are so many. And they'll tell you every single day. They'll never make any calls on the market because they're so afraid of making the wrong calls, right? But they're always like, oh yeah, you know, we're below here. You could go up here, could go down here. I'm not sure, but yeah. Yeah, I'll do a long video. Very nice message every day. Because we need nice people in trading community, right? Look at your account. Look at your setup. See if it's nice. See, with that kind of mentality, man, this market will chew you up in a million pieces and just spit you away like it's nothing, like you're nothing. That's the market you're dealing with, man. This market, man, you come to this market like, I'm a nice guy. I read one book, and so I'm going to do well. It's going to chew you up, spit you out like you're worse than a dirt. That's the truth. That's the truth. For my genuine followers, you know exactly what I'm talking about. All right, now that we got that out of the way, I wonder how many people just like, you know what I mean? Like, got so mad and just like stop this video and unsubscribe, right? Great, do it. I don't need your followers. I'm doing great. I'm making good money trading, and my company's doing well. I have a good size of members. I'm doing great. I don't need you, so you can go and do it. I'm not gonna, yeah, you're like, oh, I'm not gonna follow K anymore, right? Let's go here real quick. You know, just one thing that I realized on 65-minute chart, this gap was filled. And so we talked about it last week. That gap got filled, and then bulls took advantage of that situation, brought it up. Same situation here. You see the downside gap was filled. So then bears took advantage. Well, the opposite is true in this gap theory logic. So then bears or bulls took advantage of this situation we're getting up. But in that process, we actually are cultivating higher lows, actually. So that's a good sign. You see this Fibonacci. I actually put that Fibonacci last week. I did not move that. You can see it came down to 50%, got up to 138.2%, filled that gap, came down, filled this gap coinciding with the 50% retracement. But I just realized this gap, there's actually a gap that still remains open today. You see this gap? You see that was a close and it gapped up next day. Well, a week later, bears really trying to bring this thing down, fill this gap, failed to fill that gap. That gap remains open. And you can see bears try that again on this day, bring it down. Buyers protected it. And then we got up, we opened another gap. In that process, we're back above this hourly 50 EMA there, and we're trying to consolidate a little bit. It's market close. Market is about to close in about 3 minutes. So that's kind of where we're at. Kind of indecision today, and let's see how it plays out here. But you know, right now we got a lot of levels that needs to clear. Obviously, you know, it will be if we can have to keep this gap open, then I think we can find some momentum from here and continue higher. Obviously, we still have a downtrend resistance coming down. So at this point, obviously, you know, what I have to say, the intermediate term, we're on neutral ground. Minor term, I would have to say in the minor term, we're kind of a bit bearish sentiment. In the micro term, though, micro to minor term, we're trying to build something. Micro to minor, that's what is trying to build something here. So, I mean, that could turn it into kind of a bullish minor term sentiment in the future. I'm not sure, but we're trying to build something here in the minor term. We did have cultivation of a higher highs, and this is higher low now, and we're at the middle ground from this fall, right? So we need some more data. We'll follow them next week and see how it plays out. Let's continue with the Russell 2000. Russell 2000 obviously just kind of holding this middle ground here. We're still consolidational phase here. You can see that we're kind of got up. We're consolidating, kind of a symmetrical triangle pattern. Every time when there's a triangle, it gets a little bit, any kind of a consolidation or any kind of a channel, when the price starts to kind of coil up like that, it always gets hectic. And guess what it's going to do? It's going to fake most people out. Do you guys remember what happened in 2017 while I was buying this dip hard all throughout summertime 2017 when this thing broke down here, right? That was the bottom. But it shook a lot of people out. Weak hands got out. Weak bears. and they were saying, well, the crash is going to come, small caps is breaking down, it's going to take the market down with it. Well, what happened? Small caps got up. We had the biggest bull run in years. I mean, this is kind of sentiment. If you look at actually your weekly and monthly, this is something that you don't see in like 30, 40 years. You see how funny that is? See, you just being nice. I'm going to go long right there. I'm going to place my stuff right here. I'm going to short right there, place my stuff right there. I'm going to go long when he broke out. That shenanigan does not work. Like, oh yeah, I'm going to go right. Oh, that's my support. So you know how these people say, they're like, just watch their videos, see what they say. Oh yeah, I won't be bullish. This is what they will say, right? When it goes like this, yeah, I won't be bullish until this thing breaks out of this. I won't be bullish until it breaks out. Oh, really? Oh, broke out, and then what happened? Oh, it came back down. So I'm gonna go long right there. I'm gonna place my stop right there. Oh, it stops me out. And then, oh, look at this support. Oh crap, man, I'm gonna go short right there. And I'm gonna place my stop right here. Oh, I got stopped out. Oh, look at this, we got the support there. Oh, resistance. Yeah, I'm gonna go long right there, place my stop right there. Oh, I got stopped out, stopped out, stopped out. Oh, one last one. Finally, it looks like it's gonna break out. Oh my God, I've been losing all year long trying to find some move on the Russell 2000. You know what? One last time I'm gonna go. And then this time I'm gonna hold, and this thing finally, I'm gonna hold. I'm gonna hold, and I'm gonna place myself right there, and then gets completely tanked. They get stopped out, and then finally it moves. And it's a lot of people, you know, with the little support and resistance. I'm gonna go long right there, short right there. I'm gonna just get chopped to death, and now I'm broke, right? So when the market starts to coil like that, it's never easy. The best way to truly understand, truly benefit from this is find your place, man. Find your spot to buy the dip, right? I bought the dip on Russell here, and I added it more. Hold it, wait until this thing breaks out. It could break out. Sometimes it breaks out smoothly. It could be like boom, 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 smooth. Sometimes it could be something like get up, fake everybody out, come down, fake everybody out, both sides, and then get up. So when the market starts coiling like that, you know what I'm saying? It could get a little bit hectic. But this is a reason why you don't want to be overly like, oh yeah, I'm gonna put my stuff right there. I'm gonna go long right there. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna scalp it right there. Just because I just think that it's not consistently, it doesn't consistently work doing it like that. I just don't think that. And you know what I'm talking about. If you've been trying to do something like that, like, oh, you know, you're just getting chopped to death, and you just, you know what I mean? You look at what happened. I mean, you could have like a good week, good month, but man, if you look at things on your account of year to date or last couple of years, or last year to date, you realize. Let's go to Qs, and then we'll call it a day. This video got a little bit longer than I anticipated, but, you know, market shakes some people out, so I'm shaking some of my followers also. Anyway, the gap got filled. So we talked about this gap. So the gap got filled, got up here. So let's get rid of that. But I think the good news about it, though, we did open another gap. So this one is actually pretty sizable gap compared to Spider. You know, that's a pretty sizable gap here. So let's actually go to 65 if there's any other, or hourly here, if there's any other gap that opened. No, this gap's completely filled. You see that? And there's no other gap. So this maybe be indeed some kind of a breakaway gap. You see what I mean? Like people be like, oh, okay, that's my support zone right there. And then I'm gonna get stopped out, and it's just right back at this level. And then those people who got stopped out here, oh shit, it's got all gapping up. I gotta chase that, and then just completely brings it down. Oh man, that's a tough life, guys. Tough life trying to just chase it every day, and man, letting the market just bully you like that. It's just like going back to like junior high and high school. You're just getting bullied every day, just getting bullied by the market. I mean, you're just bullied. Anyway, so, you know, obviously, you know, this proverbial head and shoulder pattern that everybody probably is going to be talking about. Where's my 200 SMA? Actually, move that. So everybody's talking about, I mean, it may or may not play out, but a lot of times we haven't head and shoulders on the Qs. I mean, it hasn't played out in a long time. Like, oh, this head, that's left shoulder head, that's a right shoulder. Oh, look at the neckline, trapped everybody, boom, right? Oh, that's a double top right there. That's a neckline right there. Up, no, it didn't. Oh, look at this double top. I mean, after this kind of move, surely it can't go any higher. How can it go any higher after this kind of move? That's a double top. We're coming down here. I'm going to short. Well, it went up higher. Okay, well, for sure. This one's definitely a head and shoulder formation. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. That's the neckline. I'm shorting at the right shoulder. Boom, got burned. And then we got another head and shoulder. This, oh my goodness, look at this head and shoulder. That thing is just some creepy monster looking head and shoulder. Oh, fine. And head and shoulder with double top on the right shoulder. So we got the head and shoulder and we got the double top right shoulder that is combined. That's, you know, the right shoulder has been cultivated with double top, and at the same time, man, we got this falling resistance. And then we got that Brexit news back in the day. You guys remember in June? Oh yeah, this thing is going down. NASDAQ, the bubble is going to burst. And then they short, and then that was that bottom just brought up from here and there. This is a reason why everybody loses. Most people loses. Not a so-called even 70% move from that so-called experts and gurus. They are scared the hell out. They got scared the hell out by the market, and they were, you know what I'm saying? They're terrified. Like, oh yeah, raise cash. You know what I'm saying? That should have been the level. I mean, if you couldn't do it here, I mean, this should have been the level. Just, you know what I'm saying? Like accumulating and then ride this thing, right? And then people. It's funny thing about the market is people who, you know, they completely missed out on this move, right? Because they, you know, they were scared here. They were scared, right? And they tell themselves, man, next time, if this thing sees a steep decline, man, I'm buying that dip, right? So then a lot of these people, they did it. They bought it. And then it went up, and then when this thing just tanked, they got scared. They got scared, and they got out. They got out. And then now they're bearish. And then they're going to realize, well, once this thing starts to move, you know what I mean? Then now they're that same pattern, that chasing, I'm scared, I'm terrified, I'm going to make my position light. You know what I mean? You see what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about like being not careful or not, you know what I mean? Like just being not careful or being careless. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, what most people think, the market knows what the majority of people think. And the market is so savvy, insidious, that it will do what majority of people are thinking. Because we're, as a human being, we tend to feel fear when we see something that causes us some fear. And we're most confident when we see that it's going up like this. You see what I'm saying? Like, you know, like when this wasn't going, when it was like consolidating like this is when should be most optimistic, right? And when this thing goes parabolic, this is a time when you should be most fearful. Same thing, you know, same thing. When this thing pulls back, this is when you should be most optimistic or greedy. And when this thing gets up, like straight up, that's when you should be fearful. And that's how I've been trading it. And if you didn't follow me, if you've seen my blogs, journal posts, that's how I've been trading it. That's how I've been trading. You guys remember that? That's how I've been trading it, right? I mean, do you remember March? Do you guys remember that? Do you guys remember here? March. How many people put this here, overlaid it with 1987? And when this thing just tanked like this, what did I say? What did I say? Here, I brought it for you right there. The next big support. That was a year ago. The next big support. That was precisely right here. Right? Year ago. So, right here. This was right there. Right? And I talked about in that article that 232 is a level to buy. The dip. Right? And then about a month later, the next big move, right? this was when everybody was scared. And I'm not putting these, I'm not doing this to like, you know what I'm saying? Like, look, I called it. You know I don't do that. I'm using it more of educational purposes that it's always, you want to learn from the past. That's how you're going to learn it. You see what I'm saying? And now you look at this and say, well, okay, this looks so much more scary than here. Trust me, that's the thing about it is, this looked scary back then. It was like this. See? The reason why this looks, now that we have came this far, this doesn't look that much is because this price has expanded. So the volatility is going to be much, much bigger because now we're no longer playing around with 240s. We're playing around 300s. So the volatility is much bigger. But trust me, the sentiment here, back here, when this thing started coming down like this in March, everybody was freaking out right here. I remember I bought this dip right there. This was when futures were down. I still remember this was March 27. Futures were down like 3%. And everybody was, somebody even said like the end of civilization. Guess what I did when this gap down? I bought that dip. Am I saying that I'm always right? No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the best time to be fearful is when everybody's on board. Right? What do those experts and gurus say up here? Well, what's wrong with all-time highs? Well, I'm going to stick with what the institutions are doing. That's what they're saying up here. The same people, do you know what they said down here? Do you know what they said down here? They said cautious signal, cautionary signal. I'm talking about not just random traders. I'm talking people with like 10, 20, 50,000, 80,000, 100,000 followers on Twitter. I'm being cautious. There's a cautionary signals. And then up here, I'm sticking with what's working. I'm sticking with the trend. What's wrong with the all-time highs? They're complacent and they're fearful here. And then do you know what these same people are saying down here? Same thing, right? It's cautious. I'm defensive. I'm raising cash. What they should be doing is, I'm optimistic. I'm gonna buy this, right? This is where you increase your size. This is where you start to accumulate. Not just there. I mean, that's just right there. But I mean, you guys know I've been accumulating just pretty much all throughout 2017. And then when this thing happened, what did I do? I start unloading. When everybody's bullish, finally everybody got bullish, I start unloading. And when this thing came down, right? And I started getting my VIX calls there. When this thing came down, what did I do down here? I start accumulating. This is not for the weak. This is not for the faint heart. If you can't stomach it, then you shouldn't be in the market, right? So, that's it for me. Have a wonderful weekend and good luck trading next week.